Well, here's a bad idea. Let's try this one.
Welcome to CK4RC.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chaz. This is CK4RC, and we are back with another new release from our friends over at Hobby Plus. We are looking at the next version of the SpecB. So first you'll notice the redesigned packaging. Look at the fresh look on this thing. Super bright, vibrant colors. So I was a big fan of their old packaging, but it was pretty simple. Kind of had like a schematic look to the boxes with some pretty solid colors on there. But evidently it didn't really grab people's attention from across a hobby shop. So they brightened up the colors and they splashed pictures of what's in the box on the side. That way people can spot it and be like, I want that. So this is the new SpecB. Now what's new about it? Well, one of the biggest comments on almost anything, any RTR that's released these days, if it's not brushless, is, why didn't you make it brushless? Well, they did. That's what this is. So let's get into it and check this thing out. I'm going to pull the camera over. We're going to get the top-down view, and I'm going to show you guys just exactly what all we got over here. So I like the no frills packaging. Now there was some stuff in here to stabilize the things inside the box. I took that stuff out for the sake of the video, but what we've got here, obviously the SpecB itself. We've got the good old Hobby Plus branded Fly Sky transmitter that we're all familiar with. Nothing fancy about this thing, it just works. So no complaints with the transmitter. That's always a nice, really kind of budget-friendly option for these RTRs. And then in here, you've got your USB charger, of course, your wheel wrench, your owner's manual, and then you've got some extra gearing options in here as well to really see how you can wind this thing up. So that's pretty cool. Now let's get this body off. Also, check out the new livery on this thing. How awesome is that new color combo? And they have a different color combination too. If this one isn't quite jumping out at you, I'll throw it up on the screen over here so you can check that out. But they look really good in my opinion. Now let's get this body off and see what's under the hood. So here we go. We've got the Hobby Wing brushless motor in here. We are looking at, if I can get these wires out of the way, we are looking at a 1626 size brushless motor. That's 8,000 kV. Are you serious? Is that real? Is that a typo? Are they just putting random numbers on this thing? 8,000 kV is bonkers. Okay, well there's that. And then there's your good old Fly Sky standalone receiver. So that's nice to see. And then here is your Hobby Wing, your Hobby Plus branded Hobby Wing Mini 28 brushless ESC. So that's a nice setup. And then of course the battery compartment here that we're all familiar with, just flip these things down, and then the transmission tray, the electronics tray just pops right off. And then we've got our good old 350 milliamp 2S LiPo that we're all familiar with that fits nicely in there. And there's a little bit of extra wiggle room in case you are able to find a different size, maybe a higher capacity battery. Other than that, the tires look a little bit different. The tread looks a little bit different. Might be a little grippier. That was one of the big complaints with the first version of the SpecB, was the tire pattern, the tread pattern, just didn't have the best grip. So we'll see how this thing does. But other than that, overall, this is the same design. The first SpecB was a winner. This one is new and improved. So I have to believe that it's going to be an even bigger winner. But there's only one way to find out, and I've got a couple places in mind to try this thing. So let's go do that. Now I'm going to go charge up my brand new rechargeable batteries from Xtar that came with this awesome charging pod. It's got a magnetic lid on here, and it will charge both AAA and AA simultaneously. It has these little sleeves in here that you slide the AAAs into, just like this, and then slide it down in. They make connection like they need to. You put the lid on, it detects what size the battery is, and it charges all of them. So that is incredible. So I'm gonna go get these things charged up. We're gonna slap them in the transmitter, and I've got a couple places in mind to go test this thing out. Now this is pretty awesome right here. So I've got 4 AA batteries and 4 AAA batteries currently in here charging. And what's really cool is, so that's a magnetized lid, so I can pick this thing up and the lid won't come off. It's keeping contact so it can keep charging and it doesn't just pop off and the batteries go flying everywhere. Now you can see that kind of each port has its own like LED display. So right now they're each indicating, it looks like 1, maybe some of them have 2, or maybe it's just the angle of the camera. But as they charge, it will go up to like, I think there's like 4 or 5 LEDs for each little port, and it will go up an LED as it progresses. So that is really cool. This thing is awesome. Now you can start to see they're charging at different rates, and it's indicating where each battery level is. We are at Indy RC Raceway. We're gonna go in and see if we can commandeer their mini Z track and see how this new brushless Speck B can hold down some laps.
Just monster truck my way across, it's fine.
Well, that was fun? Question mark? No, that was fun. That was a good time. I am not a racer by any means, and having that on a track was a whole new level of difficulty for me. It's definitely quick. It's got good zip. It handles really well. I'm just not used to driving it on a track, and a mini Z track is pretty close confines. So I definitely put it in the wall like a lot, but I've got another location in mind to really open things up a little bit. So let's go do that. All right, somehow I've managed to get this skate park all to myself, and I am going to see what the top speed is on this thing with a fresh battery. Here we go. Oh, wow. That's pretty quick. Yeah, that's pretty quick. Oh, no. All right. Thank goodness I didn't run into that head on. Wow. All right. Let's go ahead and get a reading on here, and we are looking at 16 mile an hour. That's actually, all right, let me see if we can do that again, because it seemed a little bit faster than that. Full beans. Come around this, go ahead and get back up to full speed. Bring it back around. There we go. All right, and that gives us, we're back at 16. All right, so it looks like 16 is the top speed. That's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. Oh, wipe out. Oh, that was perfect. What an awesome transition. I gotta get another one of those. That was, there it was. Oh, that's so good. This thing is so fun. Oh, flat spotted. There we go, that was a good angle on that one. Nice, that was fun. Wow, that tabletop is a great jump. Just keep it pegged and this thing lands so perfect. Oh, I just slap wheelied. That was incredible. Well, here's a bad idea. Let's try this one. Okay, that worked. Wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. Coming off that side's a little bit different though. Nice. Oh, I landed it and it was a blind land, of course. Oh, that was some big air. Oh, this thing is so good. Wow, this little tabletop jump is perfect. All right, big air. Oh, that's such a hard hit. But it's doing it. Yo, nice. All right, let's see if we can drop in over here. Yeah, that's one way to do it, I guess. Oh! That was not intentional, and there's no way I could do that again. That's not gonna stop me from trying, though. Oh. Oh. Told you I couldn't do it again. Oh man, it's like a McTwist. It's like a backflip and a corkscrew. I don't know if that's what a McTwist is, but that's what I'm gonna call it because it sounds cool. Oh no. Still trying to get the right speed for this transfer. It's just tricky. There it was. That was perfect. Yes, so smooth. Oh man, there's just something about a smooth transfer. Oh, and then a bad one just takes away all the fun. That one wasn't smooth, but it wasn't that bad, I guess. Oh, that was dumb. Flying better with that FPV camera on top of it. Oh, what? Oh no! Somehow it survived that. That was brutal. This thing is tough as nails. The amount of spills and the angles and the speeds in relation to the size is bonkers. Oh no! There we go, that was a better transition. If I I come this way, it's not a transition, it's just a different jump. Oh, man, that's so brutal. Oh no! Somehow I landed it. Oh, that's a nice little drop in right there. Nice. Nice. And I do love the suspension on these things. They just lean into the corners. Oh, chassis slapper. Oh no, what was that? Well, it wasn't my camera like I originally thought. It's part of the freaking court, part of the ground. That's not great. But that just tells you this Hobby Plus SpecB just tears up the dirt. I don't think I can say that. That's copyright. Tears up the ground. I can say that one. Full beans. Oh, come on. The chassis is taking a little bit of punishment down here, but you know what? This thing is holding up like a champ. All right, I think I've got just a little bit left for some full sends. Let's do it. Oh, that was a good flight until I landed on the edge of that thing. So you just have to keep it pegged to keep the nose from driving down, which isn't great. Normally, what you want to do is lay off the gas right before you go into the jump. That way you can use throttle in the air for air control. But with this one, if you let off the throttle right before you land, that way you're not landing under full throttle, under full power, then it'll help you maintain some flight control, which is always a good thing. Oh no! Oh, that would have been cool. Here's a line I haven't tried yet. Let's see what happens with this. Oh! Oh no! Oh my gosh, somehow this thing is still working. Well, let's try that one again. Ugh. I was trying to hit it at an angle, see if I could pull off a McTwist like I did a little bit ago, but didn't happen. Whoa! That was an angle I wasn't expecting, coming right for my manhood. That was not cool. Oh, that was cool though. That was a big air. I like that. And it still has plenty of power to rip donuts. This thing is so good. Oh no. And now I have found my last hit of the day. This is gonna be such a bad idea. Here we go. Oh, what? Oh, what? That was wild. I didn't even notice the lip at the top right there. I was expecting to send it to the moon. That's not gonna happen again. Okay, all right. Ooh. All right, at this point, I'm not really trying to, but it seems like I'm just trying to break this thing. I'm gonna give it one more hit and we're gonna call it a day. All right, well, one more wipeout. Oh no. All right, that's it. So there's the new SpecB from Hobby Plus. This thing was fun. Yeah, there's goods and bads. We're gonna go over the goods and bads. First of all, the goods, The suspension on these things are top notch. This has some of the best suspension on micro buggies that I have come across, between the Losi Micro B, the Maverick Microbe, the WL Toys Vandal, I think is what it's called. Vagrant, that's what it is. And then of course the SpecB. The suspension on this thing is in a class on its own. The Hobby Wing system in here is so good. It's got so much power. It's so much pep. And once you learn how to fly this thing, it's a lot of fun to jump. Also, this thing took some major spills and had some really hard hits, and it came out with just some scratches on the chassis down here. Otherwise, this thing was bulletproof. So no complaints on that either. Additionally, they also redesigned their tires for the new release as well. And I think the tires had a little bit better grip than the first version of the SpecB. So all of that makes for a really solid micro buggy. As far as the bads go, there's really not much. There's not much to complain about. One thing that I did, I'm going to go ahead and tell on myself. It threw me off when this thing had a separate receiver and ESC, and I plugged the battery into the receiver, and then I couldn't get it to power on. It took me way too long, and I may have had to phone a friend to figure out what I was doing wrong. You plug the battery into the ESC, everybody knows that. It just, in RTR, it messed with me, and that wasn't awesome. So there's just my idiocy is what that is. But also, so one of the bads, the 16 mile an hour top speed seemed low to me. For this Hobby Wing system, I expected closer to like 19 or 20, and it just didn't get there. Now, it had plenty of quickness and the pep. I mean, there was no complaints on the speed from it. I just expected a higher top end. Now, evidently, the ESC is programmable, and it comes kind of on a mid-level setting. So if you have a Hobby Wing program card, which I do, you can program the ESC and bump that up a little bit and hopefully get closer to that 19 to 20, maybe 21 mile per hour. And also, if you change the gears with the alternate gears that it comes with, you'll also get a higher top speed that way as well. So overall, is this thing worth the new $130 price tag? Yeah. The first one was worth it, and I think the first one was $90 new when it came out. This one is $130, and it comes with a whole Hobby Wing brushless system. You're not going to be able to do that on your own. So yes, it's absolutely worth it. If you are interested in buggies, whether it's racing, whether it's bashing, whether it's just having something to zip around inside because it's a 1/24 scale, I cannot recommend this SpecB enough. It is absolutely a winner. So if you made it this far into the video, what I want to know is how many times did I say, "Oh no," when I was at the skate park? Because it was more than a few. Anyway, let me know what that number was. Hit that quadfecta for me before you go. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Keep doing RC stuff, and I'll see you next time. Big time thank you to my members and channel partners, and if you would like to join the ranks, click on that join button for exclusive content, never before seen videos, early access to videos, and other exclusive content, pictures, polls, and having an active voice in what comes next on the channel. So appreciate the support. Click on that join button, and thank you so much to the channel members.